Welcome to part 3 of the Power Core Combiners Transformers line. And joining me in this is, of course, my dad here.
Hey, y'all.
So for today's review for part 3 of the Power Core Combiners line, we will be taking a look at this guy. And I do know the name of the guy who forms the torso and connects with these limbs here. And his name is Crankcase. And I do know the drones' names that came with Crankcase. And they're called the Destrons, which is like the Japanese name of Decepticons, because in Japan they called them Destrons. And one of these drones that is attached to Crankcase here, which is this missile launcher drone, is part of him. But these 3 here that you see here are from other
Power Core Combiners. It's just what we had, so to put them together. So, we are going to turn around and go to the review station and take a look at him. And this is part 3.
Yes.
Of the awesome, like 'em or hate 'em, Power Core Combiners. Like I said, everybody has mixed emotions on these. I've heard good and I've heard bad. So you decide, but it's still part of the Transformer history, so we're gonna review it. So we'll see y'all here in a minute.
Stay tuned. And here we are at the review area, and here is Crankcase in both his robot mode and in his combine mode.
So this is part 3 of the Power Core Combiners, and this guy has some features that I believe in my mind took off of Motor Master as far as the head sculpt. Now nothing else is almost the same as from Minosaur, but as far as the head sculpt, that's what I was like, that has a Minosaur head sculpt to it. The way that the horns are and just the overall aesthetics of the face, how you have the horns and you have the top part right there, then you have the little side pieces along his face.
Oh, and it does have light piping.
Yes.
Light piping.
Let's see. Okay.
They could see it.
Okay. Yes, he does have light piping.
When he's in his combine mode.
So these right here are just some little, they call them drones, and these are some of the vehicles that you could purchase to combine with him.
And this guy, well, this drone here is another part of Crankcase here. Because he's from the Destrons line.
Destrons. They keep coming up with names, but anyway, it's weird. But like this drone right here, well, I thought it could move. The Cannon, I thought could swivel. I'm probably wrong. No. Okay, it goes up a little. Not much. But that's something to do to the transformation, the way that they transform, because these don't actually transform into robots. They transform into the limbs. And that's why they are called drones. And you have your different factions. Like this one here has a Decepticon sign on it. Decepticon symbol. And this one here has a Decepticon symbol. So there are different factions of Autobots and Decepticon drones.
And this guy also has a Decepticon symbol right here.
So now we have this guy right here who is Crankcase, who is actually the only one that transforms.
Yes.
And that is Crankcase.
And getting a closer look here. You can see he does have the red visor on him with some silver paint on his face. And his chest does have some blue on it with some like gold lines on it.
Does he have a waist swivel? I don't know.
No.
Does he have a waist?
No.
Okay. So there's no waist articulation.
And he does have some silver paint here with some gold here. And some black paint on his feet. And here's the side view here. The back here. And the other side here. And you can see these blue combiner pegs on the sides here, on the back of his arms, and
Down at the feet.
which do act as heel spurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stabilizers, kind of heel spurs to help him stand.
And for articulation, his head is on a ball joint, but it's just on a swivel. Ball joint at the shoulders, and his elbows have a hinge joint here at the top and a ball joint at the bottom. legs go forward and only back about that much. Move in and out, bend at the knee, swivel at the knee, and that's it. And he does have this thing that you can flip up, and this is a Minicon port where you can plug in any of the Power Core Combiner Minicons onto. And he also has one on his elbow here, which you can see. And he does also have some teal paint behind his elbows and on the back here.
So his robot mode looks okay. I think that his vehicle mode looks really good. I think he's got a jam up vehicle mode. I think as far as I'm concerned, I think that that's where these Power Core Combiners mostly shine, is their vehicle modes, because they look pretty good.
And speaking of the vehicle mode, let's get him transformed. So to transform him, you just want to take his head, flip it down, rotate his arms up, and rotate his elbows around. And then you want to take his legs and tap them together. And now you're going to take these things here, untap them, and bring them around until they tap together. And you also want to tap together the back, and these two pegs are going to go in to the holes on his hands. And you're done.
I think it's a good looking diesel for what it's supposed to represent. You have the lights, you have the grill, you have the cabin. Nothing really looks out of proportion. You can see the stacks.
And he does have some, like, yeah, some green painted in windows here. And of course you do have the silver painted in grill and some blue paint on the front headlights. And it does roll really well. And all around, it looks like a really cool looking vehicle mode.
They did a good job. Now, of course, you can't do much with these right here because they're part of the connector ports. So you can either have them up or you can pull them down, but it kind of looks a little crazy being down. So it's whatever you prefer. So that is the diesel in Crankcase's vehicle mode. And here he scales with one of the drones, so you can see he's definitely
a bit larger.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just how they had to do it. So this way they can keep everything in some kind of scale. So.
But to get him in the combined mode, you of course want to take these connectors and flip them down. Untap the back part and separate the back and the cab here and swing them back around and tap them in. And then you want to separate his legs again, and you also want to take his knees and untap them and bring them down. You could see this peg is where that top hole goes to, and this bottom hole is for the combined mode. So you just want to bring it up on this hinge joint here until it taps in, so it looks like that. And then you want to take these connectors and flip them up. And for his arms, you want to rotate his elbows around, bring them down, and bring his elbows up. And you could see this little rectangle hole is where that little tab is going to go into. So it looks like this. And on the back, you want to open up this part, flip out the combined mode head, and close it up. And there you have the combined mode all done.
That is what his combined mode looks like with no limbs. I won't say androids. I won't say. What'd you call them? Destroids? No.
Destrons.
Destrons. This is the way it looks like with no Destrons on him, which is his limbs, his 2 legs and his 2 arms. So this is the total outcome you will get once you plug them in. And like you've seen in part 2, they basically just plug into the combined ports. We'll use him for an example. We'll do a little quick run of it. So like this guy right here, you take the blue port, and some of these are kind of hard to do. So what helps sometimes is if you go ahead and transform him, because there's such resistance on that peg, and you just plug them in, and that makes a foot. There we go. And that's...
And you can rotate these little
missiles
here.
Yep. I think that's a hand. Let's see. Some of these are exact hands, and then some of them are exact foot. So
that this is the foot.
That's a foot.
And I only have like one arm with me.
Yeah. So we're going to see if that is an arm, and
I don't know if it is.
I'm not sure if it is either. I'm not sure. We're going to find out.
No,
it's a foot.
No, it's a foot.
It is a foot. Okay. Well, we could put him to the side. I think we gotta. There we go. When they come off really hard. So, and they quickly transform.
I'm gonna go ahead and get him back into Crankcase's robot mode.
Okay.
Real quick. And there we go.
That is him in crankcase mode. Okay. In robot mode. And as far as we have some comparisons. Oh wait, let's do the articulation right quick on this guy.
When he's in combined mode.
Yeah, when he's in combined mode. We're going to do articulation right quick so y'all can see what y'all have to work with.
For articulation for Crankcase when he's in his combined mode, first I will have to adjust the camera and the light here.
Doing some adjusting.
Okay, for articulation for Crankcase in combined mode, the combined mode head is on a ball joint, and for the limbs, well, for the arms you just get a rotation, and they can move out, but they do get hindered by these things here.
Yes, and it depends on what droids you have on there.
Yes. And sometimes that will happen too.
Mm-hmm. Because the way they plug in, they only plug in, they don't slot in.
And the legs are basically Crankcase's legs. So they have the same articulation as Crankcase's legs. But he does have a knee joint here and a swivel at the knee. And that's it.
So that's pretty much some of the articulation. Now, here is a comparison with a little bitty transformer.
A Minicon.
A Minicon. So you can see what type of scale. That is a little bitty guy, Minicon. And that is the scale for him. Put that up there. This is the scale of a G1 Minosaur. Do you see how much they stack side by side? That is a Minosaur. And we take a look at the close-up of the Minosaur face, then you can see where they were going with this one. As far as the face sculpt, there is not that much difference between them. They pretty much, the only thing I see is they did a little bit different with the face itself, but as far as the helmet, they almost look the same. So that is what we have as far as size comparison. He is a little bit taller.
And this is definitely the better combined mode of Minosaur, unlike that one.
Yeah. So that is what we have as far as size comparison. The little bitty Minicon. And then you have the G1 Minosaur, and then you have the Power Core Combiner. I don't know if he actually has a name.
In combined mode.
Yes, in combined mode. I was just going to say...
They don't have...
I was going to say Minosaur 2. No, but no, I stopped and I thought, wait, he really don't have a name. I said we have Crankcase, who's this guy right here. But as far as the name for the Power Core Combiner that he transforms into, I don't think there's a name.
There is no name
Okay.
for the combined mode, just like with all the other Power Core Combiners.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's a mixed bag. Everybody's got their own assumptions and own judgments on it. So, but like I said, this is a part of the true history of what they've come out with in the past. So you know we're going to cover it. Anything from G1 all the way up to now. So there's just a bunch of different things that we cover. So we just wanted to show y'all, and we will be back for what was this, part 3?
Yes.
So part 4, we'll be taking a look at two Autobot Power Core Combiners. Because there's so much to cover in these Power Core Combiners, we decided to break them down in parts. So this is part 3. I'm going to let Colton take us on out of here, and we're going to wrap up.
So if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. Or y'all could also follow or support me on Patreon. And I will leave a link to my Patreon account in the description box down below. Or you could also click on the little Patreon box right here in this corner.
So we appreciate y'all. We thank you for y'all's support.
So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.